Um, much better effort. And we talk to our guys every day that they're in complete control, and no one should affect their attitude, their effort, and their energy level. And in those three areas, our guys did a tremendous job today. Um, and it's a situation where, because of those three, a lot of other good things happen as well. And you just hope that we understand and learn from that. That's a $50 fine right there. So, I'm pleased. I'm proud of the effort our guys gave. I'm proud of the resiliency they showed in the first half. And at the same time, it's another step in this process that we're under and going to go through together that hopefully we can build on. When you play with that effort and that energy and with that team attitude, it doesn't always guarantee you success. But in the long haul, you're going to be highly successful. And that's something, it's tough for our guys sometimes to buy into that and understand that. But that is where we're at right now. And you do it against a, highly talented, obviously a very well-coached team. And you have a shot in the last 3 minutes to win the game. And that's what you're trying to get done.
Coach, it seemed like some of your players were more aggressive on the offensive end than they were earlier in the week.
Yeah, well, one of the things you have to do is you have to attack the basket. They're going to pressure you. They're going to get into you. And sometimes you got to just rip the ball through and attack the basket. Now, once you break that pressure, you get to the decision zone area. You got to make good decisions with the ball, and I thought we did that throughout the game. And it's something that, put a little emphasis on that. Again, how we define our program and our identity with the rebounding and the defense and the taking care of the ball. We held them to 27% from the three. That's probably the lowest they shot all year long, I would think. I'm not sure. But we out-rebound them, and we only have 13 turnovers. And, you scratch your head and say, how can you have 22 turnovers against this team, and how can you get out-rebounded by this team when you can do it? And that's, to be honest with you, that's where we're at right now. We need to continue to do it every day to find that consistency as a program.
When you look at that team on the floor today and say, that's what I'm going for, that's...
Yeah, usually there was four guys on the floor trying to get a loose ball or knocking somebody down and getting a rebound, because those things lead to the other things. It's not when Mufon makes a shot or Glenn makes a shot or Jason, when he gets that tip dunk, that's the way we're supposed to play. You just got, because our three-man has to go to the glass. We have a physical advantage at the three in this game, and I think we exploited that a little bit with Glenn and Jason. But those are the moments that you say, okay, this is what Yellow Jacket basketball is going to be all about, because everything flows from that effort and energy, and we just, again, it's the learning to be dependable in those two areas every single day.
How important is having a game like this early in the year in terms of giving the guys confidence going against the rest of the ACC that you've seen sort of what's quote-unquote the top team, and you're able to hang with them?
Well, and I told our guys this, and I mean this. This is Georgia Tech, and this place's tradition is, one of the best. So there's no moral victories here at Georgia Tech. So it's not, we don't feel good because we came close. But we also understand that the steps that we need to take as a program where this is the way we play night in and night out. And so in terms of the importance, the first game, building confidence, all that stuff, it would have been a lot better if we would have won the game. But what our guys need to understand is that we need to, on Monday in practice, we better play just like we did tonight, because that's what the type of program we want to build. That's what those programs do.
Brian, did you see anything in practice, I guess, Friday?
We've been practicing better. I'm going to be honest with you. We're a much different practice team than we were 3 months ago. Okay, again, unfortunately, because of where we're at, that doesn't always equate, is that the right word, to wins. But we are getting better. It's not where it needs to be, though. But we are becoming a better practice team with more consistency and so forth, and a little greater attention to detail, which I think is important, because you get in a conference play, taking away a team's baseline out of bounds plays where they don't score any points today on that. That's big, because those, I hate to say it, that's the special teams of basketball, and we all know how important special teams are right now, and so, but the guys were much more dialed in on that, and they have been, and it's just, we got to just keep doing it. It's gonna, that's a long process in terms of getting it where you want to be at.
Well, I asked that because after the Alabama game, it seems, at least from my perspective, you might have been kind of searching for words. Didn't really know what to expect. These guys are going to come out and do today.
Right, and you know what? I think that's one of the biggest challenges we have right now. Is when you rely solely on talent, you're going to be inconsistent. And we have some talented players, and we're going to keep bringing in talented guys. But it's that daily work ethic and that commitment to each other that is the difference between teams. Always has been, always will be. Not the easiest thing to sell, and not the easiest thing to do. But that's why there's, 20 elite programs in the country.
In the first part of the first half, when you guys fell behind, I think 18 was the most. It seemed like you were just trouble functioning offensively, executing, getting shots. What was happening, and then what changed that enabled you to get more open looks at that?
They do a really good job of pressuring the ball and denying passes, and they're, for a team that's relatively young, but even though their post players have some experience, they're pretty physical team. So we struggled getting into some of our actions offensively, but we just settled down, and again, there's times in a basketball game, and give our guys the freedom. You need to be able to go and make some plays. And that's kind of what we did, I thought, the last 10 minutes of the first half. We were able to stretch their defense and then go and make some plays, and we made some really good decisions. And every one of those decisions was creating a shot for someone else. And when you do that, a couple balls go in for us. And the best part for us, and, we get 15 offensive rebounds, is whenever you do that and you stretch the defense, you break them down, you make a good pass, even if you don't make it, you have a really good chance of getting an offensive rebound, and that's exactly what we did.
Coach, you spoke about talent a little earlier. Glenn, I believe he had a career high. He's probably not going to, replicate this performance every game, but can you expect for him to at least approach it? Is he that kind of player?
Well, again, and there's been a lot of discussion on Glenn. Glenn is just, everybody has some of the same challenges that Glenn has right now. We're asking him to do something so different than he's ever been asked to do. And we're asking him to be dependable in doing that, because he just can't score. He needs to rebound for us. He needs to create baskets for other people. So in the past, where it was, okay, Glenn, we need you to make a couple threes tonight, we need him to do – his role is completely different than it ever has been. And so is Mufan's, and so I've said that before. You guys are tired of hearing me say that. But with that being said, there's the key in your role is to become dependable in your role. And it's not just Glenn. We got other guys, too, that are, fighting to become more dependable and doing that every night. If Glenn could get us 28 and 8 every night, I would gladly take it, obviously. And but if we could out-rebound teams by 12 every night and only have 13 turnovers and shoot 49%, I'd take that too. So, I think sometimes because he's our leading scorer or whatever, there's a greater focus. But he's really, what he's going through is the same thing what a lot of guys are going through right now.
Coaches, the next test is going to be to see if the team comes out in the next game and plays with the same energy they played with today.
I wish I could give them the 2 days. It'll be Monday in practice. That's to build the program back. It's a daily process, and you have a much better chance of playing this way on Wednesday if you do that Monday and Tuesday in practice. And if guys get in tomorrow and get some extra free throws in and come in and watch some film on their own and different things like that, because I have the advantage of seeing, a national championship program. That's what those programs do, and that's what those players do.
Anything different when you start getting ready for this game today and going through your mind now when you're starting to play? Was there anything that kind of
What, because of who we were playing?
Well, no, just in general, when you're starting ACC play, it's kind of a clean slate for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be. We want to be playing our best basketball at the end of February and March, and so now you got 16 games left to start doing that. Now for me to be the head coach at Georgia Tech and to be coaching in the ACC, that's a thrill. I'm not going to lie about that. It's an unbelievable honor, and to coach the first game in the ACC against, a guy who not only myself but everybody has a ton of respect for. I mean, he's only got 750 more wins than I got. I don't know what the big deal is.
So does Jason jump out the gym and practice too? I mean,
Sometimes a size 9 has to be on the backside for him to jump that high, But it's you saw flashes and a little more consistency on what I think some of our guys can do much better and more often.
One or two more. Overall, despite the result, is this the best you feel like you guys have played in terms of energy and due to all those things, just actual performance?
Yeah, I thought we played with a great spirit at Georgia, and when I use the term spirit, that kind of encompasses all that. I just like guys that are spirited guys, and it's much. I always say it's much easier to calm somebody down than it is to rev them up, and then probably the other one was the VCU game. I think guys were ticked off over losing to St. Joe's, and then responded well in that one. But again, this is definitely up there. The problem is don't get a win out of it. But again, I'm not measuring where we're at by that final scoreboard right now. And I got to stick to my guns on that. If I say that after a win or a loss, it's got to be the same. You know what I mean? If you win this game, I said that after the Georgia game after we won. So I'm going to stick to that.
Coach, it looked like, or what did you think was the reason MUFON had such a good game? And was it him being able to score and being off the ball a little bit more?
Well, I do think Pierre helped us out quite a bit. I think he was a guy that gave us 14 really good minutes, 3 assists and 1 turnover. I still say he's probably 2 weeks away from being completely healthy. You know what I mean? And I do think that helped. I do think that we did some things to try to maybe eliminate some of the just pressure that they can put on that point guard on it, for 40 minutes. We set some rub screens in the backcourt. We got the ball out of his hands. We were able to get into our, post motion offense, and execution wise, he was dialed in and executed very well. I'll be able to show him clips on, some of the different reads that he made tonight as opposed to in the past. He made a couple reads in the Alabama game that 3 weeks earlier he wouldn't have saw if there was no one else in the arena. And so he is getting better. There's no doubt about it. He is remarkably improved at that position than when we started. And so I've been pleased with him. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night.